I'd like to now welcome the next speaker from NPO Peace Culture Village, PCV, Mary Popeo.
Good evening, everyone. Ooh. Okay, can you hear me all right? All right, awesome. And I click the left, this button to go? Okay, great. Let's begin. When Larry Page, Google's co-founder, gives lectures and interviews, he often says, "It's important to do things you think are crazy." And I find this highly relatable because I think those of us with big dreams can often question whether or not what we're doing is a little bit crazy. When I was a college student, I visited Hiroshima for the first time. And over the course of the next couple of years, I would meet and form relationships with atomic bomb survivors and their descendants that would change the course of my life. Looking around the formerly devastated city and talking with survivors who welcomed me, an American, I saw with my own eyes that it's possible for humans to overcome seemingly insurmountable tragedy with radical love and forgiveness. And this knowledge stayed with me like a seed that slowly grew. I thought, preserving the message of the survivors, the knowledge that peace is possible, might be one of the most important things for our world. I graduated from university and landed a well-paying and stable job at Harvard, but I couldn't stop thinking about Hiroshima. If only I could make peace work my career, I could use all of my time and energy to contribute to the movement the survivors started. And so, in 2016, when I was 24 years old, I decided to do something a little crazy. I left my job at Harvard and moved to rural Hiroshima, where I decided to co-found a peace education nonprofit called Peace Culture Village, or PCV. I had little Japanese skills, no salary, and no visa, but I was thrilled to be finally taking a step toward my dream. And the next 2 years were insanely fulfilling. I was working for a mission that I cared about, providing peace education programs steeped in the lessons of Hiroshima to hundreds of people from around the world. Unfortunately, we were not making money. And I clearly remember the winter when my nonprofit was on the brink of bankruptcy. I was earning about $10,000 or yen 1,000,000 per year, and I didn't have the funds to winter-proof the Japanese farmhouse where I lived. It was freezing cold. My shampoo froze. Cats were sneaking in through holes in the walls, and I think it was about the time when I dropped my phone into my compost toilet that I finally sat down, put my head in my hands, and thought, this is crazy. It's around that time when I began to realize that, like many people who want to found a nonprofit, I lacked the business acumen to monetize my vision. I had hoped we could keep things going with donations and grants, but it wasn't enough. And so I began searching for new partners who not only shared my vision, but also had the skills needed to make it a reality. And little by little, we made additions to our team. A business visionary, a professional educator, a JTB tourism expert. Many of these people were third-generation atomic bomb survivors, and all of them were willing to take a crazy step, starting at very low salaries despite their expertise, so that we could work together toward a future where youth like us didn't have to be crazy to dream of a career in peace work. Today, PCV is a thriving community of 60 youth leaders who offer peace education programs to 10,000 people a year from 44 countries. And they do this as part-time work, allowing them to commit more fully and enhancing their prospects for continued involvement in the peace field. We now have 5 staff on the ground running operations, and our work is even being recognized with awards and accolades. It seems like ages ago when I was sitting on the ground in my freezing house, fishing my phone out of a compost toilet. And at that time, I felt like I had failed, like I had been crazy even to try. But personally experiencing the hardships, especially the financial hardships facing nonprofits, was a critical turning point for me. It led me to reach out to people with the skills that I lacked, and ironically, it led me to leave my full-time job at PCV this year to join Japan's leading government relations consultancy, where I work with clients in fields like renewable energy and global health, connecting them to government stakeholders in pursuit of the best possible policy solutions. Here, I hope to hone my knowledge of business and government, knowledge I didn't have when founding PCV, to make me an even better asset when founding my next social impact project. I'm not quite sure what that project will be yet, but I'm sure it will probably be a little bit crazy. Thank you very much.